This is the Traders exclusive live trader showcase. This is a quarterly event where we feature expert traders, our year-end edition of the live trader showcase. So please check out tradersexclusive.com where we regularly post our video clips with valuable trading tips and techniques. That's also where you're going to find the recordings of today's webinar. And of course, I'll send you an email so you can find them. Before we get started, you know the drill. You should carefully consider whether trading is suitable for you in light of your circumstances, knowledge, and financial resources. You may lose all or more of your initial investment. Opinions, market data, and recommendations are subject to change at any time. Past performance is not necessarily indicative of future results. And that is our cue to get started. This is our lineup. We want to thank our sponsors for December. We have blue chip sponsors, Market Taker Mentoring, Hit and Run Candlesticks, and Vantage Points. And our IPO sponsor is Moomoo. Our next trader is in the room. It's Dale Elliott with Echotraders. You know what? Dale's going to talk to us about scalp trading the markets. He lives in Alberta, Canada, which is igloo country. I'm so glad I'm not there right now. I usually live up in Ontario, but it's definitely cold up there in the north. While working in the Canadian oil fields, Dale traded stocks with retirement savings money. After leaving the oil fields, he started trading futures full time. He has a desire to participate with others, so he joined a group of traders. The group outgrew the Skype room. Then Dale helped organize a larger trading room, and in 2014 he co-founded Echotraders.com, of which he moderates each trading day. Dale enjoys helping others succeed and improve their trading, even when their performance exceeds his own. That's a humbling thing to think of, isn't it?
Let's go to our talking points, which are right here. So we want to determine support and resistance. We're going to execute some scalp trades here, and we're going to look at maximizing profit runners. So increasing, we're going to scalp into everything. We're going to put some money in our pocket, $10 per contract. That's a scalp trade. Put $10 in every contract, and boom, boom, boom. And then we're going to look at risk management, but we're going to look at it a little different than maybe you've looked at it in the past, and which is your hard stops instead of stop loss. We're going to move those to locking in profits, and then if we have a runner, we're going to do some trailing stop moves. So that's our talking points for today, and I hope we cover everything. So let's get at it. Now, on this here chart, for instance, I had a target. I'll just move here to the downside. This here target in yellow arrow on the left-hand side of your chart is 15875 and a quarter, a little number in there. Market came to that target right here, and beyond. Okay, so one thing that we're pretty good at is projecting a target, and that figures into the role play of scalping into the market, no matter which direction it's going. You'll have a larger percentage of wins if you're scalping with that direction. But the market breathes. Okay, so here's where the market didn't quite come to our target, and then it breathed back for a little retracement, found resistance. So when I put all right, so resistance at the top of your chart, support at the bottom. Okay, makes sense. So to scalp into This, we want to look at, do we have a buy candle? Can we get into a trade here? Where's the best place? So everybody see the large buy candle here at the bottom right-hand side, this here green candle? So to get into a nice trade, we're going to look for a pullback to about halfway there. Okay, that's a buy candle at the bottom. The bottom, the market has put in support here. Okay, so let's just bring support, right? Let's move this over to, well, let's leave it where it is. All right, so let me get rid of this. And like I say, I think I can see the questions. Keep them coming. And by the way, if there's any questions that we don't answer, feel free to ask it again. I may have just, overlooked it for the moment. So we have a large buy candle, and we would want to put a entry there. Now to scalp in, when you see the buy candle, remember, we're only scalping for $10 per contract. So say 2 contracts, we're scalping for $20. Put that in your pocket. And we'll show you how to get into that. Okay, so we're looking for a little pullback here to possibly get filled. And let me just expand this. So we're looking at about 45 minutes to an hour on this chart. I want to just look at a little less time. So I'll just give you a bigger candle. And we'll describe the chart. I'm going to put a indicator on here as a pullback to now, if we trade long, you see that's against the direction, the overall direction for the past, half hour or so has been to the downside. So it's going to be a counter direction, possibly a counter direction trade that we get in. If it fails, we'll reverse. I want to describe a couple things with the chart. When you come into Echotraders trading room, you're going to, this will be the chart you see, okay? And this chart is a micro, E-mini, and Q. I labeled it as a scalper chart, okay? So on the Y-axis, your price action candles here. We have a market depth in that column. So this here in green where the arrow is, that's your bid column. That's your sell column or ask. So if you're going long, you see the large candle come in, there's a scalp in there. I wanted to see the market come back into our buy, but you can scalp into that. And we'll try to get the next one. So there's a depth graph, okay, and the long prong here is on the bid side, and that's your larger bids. So the market price, the price action, will gravitate to the larger numbers. Okay, so here's one up here on your ask side. And let me see if I can just expand this here a little bit so you can have a better projection of these numbers. Okay, so here for your bids, you have 136. now 7. And you notice that the 100 moved down here closer to 861 in the blink of an eye, right? And the sharks will put these 100 contract bids on, or 125, whatever they're comfortable with, and they'll move those as they see fit. Well, if we had a short on right now, this is a sell candle here, and we'll look for the market to retest approximately 783.5 area. And if that holds, there we go, there's your 783.5. The market will gravitate toward the 15861. Okay, so we have a continuation there at the moment. And we'll look for resistance up here. I like to put a horizontal resistance area on, and I use a rectangle to do that. So prior swing over here, the yellow cursor, that's your prior swing high, 15879 in the room. So the market so far has come to 15878.5. So we're getting into a resistance area, and our price target pullback right now is about 861. So I will only quote the last 3 digits and maybe the quarter or 3/4 entry. I'm not going to say the 15,000 anymore. Okay, so we have a resistance. The top horizontal is gone to change color, so we automatically know that, hey, we're in that resistance. A decent scalp from 879. So let's try a short here. Whoops, didn't take. How come? Just one sec. I may get more than one on here. That's okay. Let's try. There we go. All right, so you can't see that. So just one sec. Okay, let's turn on some show position. So we have 2 contracts on at resistance, prior swing roughly. It's supposed to go on at 79.25. So we have a $20 target right here. Just one sec. Okay, so our first scalp, we're going against this direction to the upside, but your overall larger direction has been to the down. So we're fairly confident that this hopefully won't go against us too much. While I'm here, so it's against us about $6 to $8 per contract. A reasonable, we can live with that, right? So from the resistance area, the market has put in new resistance. So like I say, it's a scalp. We're looking for $20. And you can do the math from 877.75 to 872.75 is a 5-point move. Each point worth $2. So 5 times 2 is 10, 2 contracts, that's $20 in our pocket, okay? $20 in our pocket. Now, just real quick, we'll see how long that took, roughly. So now we need an entry. Show you the entry. All right, so entry roughly here. You can read the candle is at 14 minutes after 1 o'clock. Exit is here. You can read the candle is 13:16. So it was about 2 minutes, $20. Okay. Now I know some of you might be doing math and trying to figure out, well, if I can make $20 every 2 minutes, that's not how it works. But we all go through that math. Okay, so the new questions here, what time frame are you using for the candles? Hey, that's a great question. Thanks for asking that. Sorry, I'm a little late. All right, so the time frame is here on the at the bottom here. It's called trades. So instead of a minute or a 2-minute chart, it's called a trade chart. Okay. So there's a countdown timer, remaining trades. So for instance, when that countdown timer ticks down, we get a new candle. So we know there's 84 trades left in the present candle to give us a new candle. Okay, so you see the new candle come in, and this here started roughly at 600. So from the red, we're now into this next red. Okay, so what the market did was it came from resistance to support. And from support, we had a great buy candle. Summary, market moved up. Was there a scalp in here? Sure there was. There was another buy candle right here. Moved up, kept moving up. Now, we have a pullback target here. We're going to try another scalp, and we're going to try it in the short position again, but we want to move our targets. Okay, so let's do that. Off of resistance, we're looking for a bell. So I have these bells here, and I'll get back to your 600 trade. Yes, John, it's on some platforms it would be called a tick chart. I'm not a good typist, so I'm just going to answer your question. So thank you guys for asking, and keep them coming. So so we're getting a continuation now. The other thing with an entry area, and I'll try to take these as we're talking about them, but your prior swing will mostly be your best entry area once the market puts in that higher top and you see the exhaustion candle. And then, so I want to mark our target area. Okay. So our target area is here about 864, give or take. Okay. So we want to get a trade on. And so I'm going to use, we're retesting a small gap, and I'll show you that with a zoomed in here. We're retesting a small gap area. I'm going to just put a sell limit here about 81.82. Okay, so we're filled. Now, we want money in our pocket, okay? So this is $20. I want to take one of these and I want to move it to maximize some of it. Now, I'm going to move that to our yellow arrow target. So we have that at 864. So you should see 8. There we go. Okay, just a little tiny delay. So this scalp trade off of resistance is a second one to the downside. There's money in our pocket. I want you to put money in your pocket all the time. Yeah. And then if it comes down to our 864, that becomes from 82 to 64 is approximate what, 18 points? So about $36. Let me, so we have this at 84. So it's 35.50. It's worth 35.50. Okay. So let me show you where's our stop. So the market took our stop out because I had one stop on to cover, but it was covering for both. So remember our hard stops and our trailing stops? Let's talk about that to cover that. So to lock in money, I want to put a trailing stop on to lock in money. Okay. So you can put, there's lots of different types of stops that you can put on. So you can move your hard stop loss to lock in money, or say we lock in from 82 to 80, say 78. We'll put now when you put a trailing stop on, are you long or short? Because that'll make a difference to what style of stop you need, right? So we're in a short position here. We want a buy trailing stop. Does that make sense? And if it doesn't, ask, right? So we have a buy trailing stop on. All right. So and you see, I'll turn my webcam on here. Find it. I'll turn it on. Let me show webcam. All right. Do you see my webcam is on? No hands, Mom. Like riding a bike with no hands. So that trailing stop, sorry about the background, that's my made up green screen. It's called a virtual background. You don't need a green screen anymore. So this is, all right, so target achieved. Now, we have a buy trailing stop on, all right? So either the market goes to target, which I should have canceled and just let the stop take place, or the market comes back to your trailing stop, okay? I'll turn this here webcam off as a distraction. It's not the best looking background. So let me grab a mouthful of coffee. I'm gonna leave the buy trailing stop on. Now notice in green, it says child up here. That's not activated until the buy trailing stop is activated. And then this here will become your first money in your first money in your pocket, and our stop will become down here at 842. Okay, so the stop is activated, and our first target up here at 2 contracts, money in your pocket. Okay, so it's worth $3, $2 minus $4. I don't know what the minus might be. So a trailing stop can be used in 2 ways: to exit, locks in money. In this case, we're scalping. Okay, so the other thing we want to do is lock in money. So you can use your hard stop here. Whoops, I was just about just about to lock in that money, and so you could see it, and it went to our scalp target, $20 in your pocket. Okay, so let's just turn on what we have so you can kind of see. We'll do a quick little summary here of our talking points. We wanted to look at support and resistance. Once the market reaches resistance, our resistance area here, we already had it laid out. Where was resistance? Well, it's from our prior swings highs. Okay, so we put this resistance amber. It's a shade of yellow from 892 down in here to about 79 and a half area here. Okay, I can turn the numbers on, but it's not a real big deal. It's an approximation because the now let me go to real time here. Okay, and I'm just now the market is back into resistance. So it not only came to target, all right, we, like I said, right at the first of it, and when Sherry puts out the recording, okay, you know, you can watch it as many times as you want, but remember, we called the target in advance. When the market put a retest of that resistance, we said your best entry is likely 883 and a half down. We got in at just one sec. We got in at 80. Yes, that number comes back to mind. 881 and 3/4. Okay, and we took money in our pocket. Took money. We put money in our pocket. So if the runner, and we moved the runner, right, to our target, 864, the market came to target, came a little bit beyond, 4 points beyond. So it came $8 beyond. We had the option of throwing that target away and letting the trail stop. Remember, we didn't have a hard stop left. We could put the trail stop on. We left the trail stop on for the market will breathe. The market tests a high, a low, it retests the high or low. Watch, it'll probably retest 864. Again, where from? Our entry, our prior, not private, prior entry area, which is, it's a resistance. It's not defined as one necessarily high or low. All right, so we have every platform, we have indicators. Okay, question which indicators? All right, I'm getting to that. Very good. Thanks, Juan, for asking that question. I just looked and I thought, yes, it often looks like we enter late. I don't know if you can see each other's questions, but I will come back, Laura, and look at that. Yes, often. Remember, down here, this year buy candle, I'm expecting this market that this time frame that we're in is going to retest this 850, 852 area. We recommend that you get a straight edge. you can go to Staples, Walmart, any place you buy your stationery, and buy the whatever your monitor size. So for instance, I have a straight edge, it's 16 inches long. It's clear, it's see-through. You don't need the numbers. But when you put a straight edge on your chart from these swing lows, for instance, your straight edge will take you over and you can read your y-axis. And then, for instance, here, what is that swing low? I'm getting to your question. Just one second. All right. So that swing low comes in at 869 3/4. Okay. It might be hard to see. Let's put it in yellow, might help. And then if I move it to exactly that swing low, and you don't have to be that exact, okay? But anyways, all right, so I want to put another horizontal on down here. So I'm going to pick roughly halfway on our buy candle. So this here becomes our next down, okay? For instance, well, you could round that 852. It's not right. It's not hard. It's nothing is in concrete. Okay. So which indicators, the triangles, and I call those, they are triangles. Okay. They are triangles and they're called swing high and lows on your Ninja Trader, Think or Swim, Sierra. Okay, so this is a Sierra chart. Now, I want to come back to, so they're just swing highs and lows, and we use those as prior swings. So up here, we put our resistance horizontal on. We said, hey, this will be a resistance area. And you can see quite easily the resistance area is the prior swing, 879 1/4, 883 1/2, 885 3/4, and retesting 882 3/4. That's a lower high. So it's putting in a new resistance area, isn't it? All right. So we can take our indicator, and like I said, our drawing tools, I should say, and we'll put a resistance high on here. And I'm going to put the numbers on for you right here. Now, we're going to do the same thing for our resistance low. All right. We need to know support and resistance. So we had it in the what was red turned yellow or amber. And now we have a new one here where it says Dale. We want to do the same thing for our swing low. I'm going to put an alert swing low on. So our target area is 851. Don't get too caught up. Thanks for the questions, but don't get too caught up with the amounts or anything like that. The topic is scalp and put $20 or $10 per contract. I'm just trading two. All right, keep it simple. And I just want to go, so this is my proposed target area 4. Remember the buy candle from like 100 years ago? What was it? 30 minutes ago. So that comes in here roughly. We said the market should retest that. All right. So if we were short, from resistance, we would be aiming for prior target. We mentioned that the market will probably retest prior target. Let me put this on at 64. Just one sec. That's supposed to have labels on it. Here we go. All right, so it's in red. Let's put that in yellow real quick. Shows up with the dark background. And it retested that prior target. Okay. The market came from, and if I can find an arrow, and I'll just put a blue arrow on. Okay, so remember when we started, the market came from resistance to support. From this support area here, the market came up to our resistance, and that's all the market does. Moves to the upside, breathe, moves down, breathe, moves back up, retests prior swing. 83 was the best entry area. This 85 3/4, you and I do not get filled at 885 3/4. It would be a fluke at best. Okay. Would it be useful to set up Fibonacci? Yes, you can put, that's not the topic of today, but yes, Victor, it is a great thing. And I have a lot of history with Fibonacci, how to put it on, looking for the pullbacks, looking for support and resistance. Everything goes to support and resistance. So whether you're using Fibonacci or Elliott wave, they're both, everything we do is based on support and resistance. Thanks for asking the question. Peter, what's your win rate, and do you do a lot of trades? If I wasn't doing this, I'd do a lot of trades. Pivot points. I don't use pivot points as per se. On the I'm not going to talk about the fibs in this. If Sherry has me back, we'll do a session on. I never do the same thing twice. Okay. Our last session in June, it was how to set up a candle chart. This one is how to do scalps. The next one, if Sherry has me back, we'll do fibs and a moving average, a simple moving average. I'll show you what I have for my moving average. And let me go to hand so I can do this without any. So you see here at the bottom, whoops. You see here at the bottom, the yellow cursor, it says bottom band 4. Okay, bottom band 4, when you bring it across here, it's about 845.5. You round the 52 down to half, or round it up to 3/4. It's just a target area, okay? So is the market above or below? This bottom band 4, you've all heard of. I'm gonna have to scrunch here. So right up where Dale is in the black arrow, it says VWAP. Maybe a little hard to see. I'm going to move the chart down. So you see bottom band 4 at the bottom in blue. When the VWAP is white, we're aiming for top band 4. Where did the market come from? Remember when we started, the market had been moving down for the last half hour or so? It came from band 4. It came down through the VWAP. All right. So it's a weighted volume average. All right. So that's what we're using today. The next session, I'll use a simple moving average, and we're going to use the same time frame probably. I like this here, 600 trades per candle. All right. We talked about the large buy candle. Okay. We put a price approximately half. So 852. Market came to 851 and 1/4. All right. So a target from the high to the low is a good target. We talked about this being a buy candle. We will look for a buy. However, we are this close to bottom band 4. The market will probably come to bottom band 4. So this buy would have to go in hold position. So with taking a scalp in the direction, if we scalp from here and we're looking at a low target of band 4, we're going to get into a short position off of approximately 854. All right, so we're in a trade. We're looking at, now, this isn't maybe the best location, but like I said, bottom band 4, and you'll notice that we had quite a large bid size here. I think it's 150, something like that. So we're scalping this time with the direction. Okay. So Laura, your question earlier doesn't go unnoticed, right? So, if I wasn't talking as much and I could participate in my trades a little more, then that's what we would do. All right, so this is going against me, and now we have a buy takeout, retesting 864 area, and we're looking for that to become resistance. If it cannot or will not or won't exhaust here, see, this here's not your best entry. All right, so against me, 40 bucks. Okay, my target is way up here. And if it's going to go toward my target, my stop is way up here at 878. That's 50 bucks, right? So if it's going to go to that target, we may as well trade to that target, take the $45 loss, and go up to that target. Now, once the market, remember, the new resistance is right here where the candles are. So let's put our prior swing at 869 right in here. And you don't have to be exact. But we also, on this chart, we have a target here, 873. We can turn this loss. Let's do a reversal here. It's not going to be the best place, but every reversal, we prefer to do it within the money. And remember, we said the buy candle, so I kind of went against my rules. Don't do that. So if we reverse, we're just looking for a pullback probably to that support, say 860. Break even would be great. And we'll keep an eye on this and be ready to reverse the trade. All right. What about pivot points? So pivot points, to me, relate to the VWAP. Okay, so pivot points, Juan, are derived from, and you can buy pivot points, but most every trading platform we'll supply you with pivot points free of charge. So you don't have to buy them, even though you may have a good salesman that can sell you snow, for instance, and you may need snow, but you don't need to pay for pivot points. On the VWAP, okay, we have our little pullback here, and I'm getting ready. If we can't get down into 848 target to put our scalp in our pocket, I'll reverse up here, but we'll look for a little pullback into that 860 area support. So pivot points to me are derived from the prior day's action. But the VWAP can be used as pivot points, but they're right here and now. Okay. Yeah, think or swim. Yeah, almost all. What is it? Trade Station. All those have pivot points. Everybody has pivot points. Okay. Or they should have. And everybody has a swing. It's a simple swing high and low. Okay, that might be it for our pullback. Let's see. We have 4 exhaustion candles, so this is pretty good. I think we'll get down. We may not get all the way to break even, but we'll get down enough that this is our next target long. So where do we go long from? Support. All right, so let's see. So I may take a $50 or $60. Let's go to a yellow arrow loss here. And that's part of it, right? So all wicks here, we'll see if it's going to drop. Where might it drop? Actually, our, or my, our, I'm trying to include you guys, make myself feel better. My entry area actually is there's a large wick here protruding from the, for some reason we're not seeing it. Now it's moved up a little. Okay, so we have a swing low here, our bell bottom, okay, and our bell tops are our swing highs. So this is all that we're going to get here. I'm going to reverse this trade. I take a loss. And my first money in my pocket should be if we can get to target here. Now, when you reverse, in this case, it's not the best place to reverse, but we talked about it. But the idea of scalping is money in your pocket. So we have a buy candle. Let me move my stop up and we'll reduce risk. Whoop, once again, I apologize. I did not move the stop up in time for you to see it. The stop was somewhere around 842. So just, all right. So we did take a loss. I think it was, we'll call it $50. It might have been 40 something. And then we put money in our pocket. So if the market had traded up to where our stop loss was, if you don't reduce that, then trade toward it. Any questions on how I've worded that? If the market is going to go to your stop loss, instead of canceling it, just reverse the trade and trade toward your stop loss. You don't have to trade all the way. We recognize another buy candle coming in right here, right now. We could take another kick at the can if it's going to move to the upside. So we look at here is 116. Let me, okay. So now they move to about 861. Okay, another buy candle, little gap here. We'll wait for the gap. We're looking for a little pullback. We want to put a scalp trade on long. There's a couple of things you could do. You can use market. Now, this is a scalp trade and it's with the direction. Okay. It's with your direction. It's worth $1. So our direction right now is to the upside. All right. We have a target up at resistance. Remember, we said new resistance. So up here. We have our stop. You can see it this time, roughly 852. We don't have to have a stop that low. All right. So that stop is for one contract. We can change it to 2. You can use your keyboard and enter 2, or you can just change it to 2. We have 2 contracts on. We now have 2 stops, 2 exit targets. And instead of a trailing stop, because it's so tight up here, we'll use our hard stop loss. Okay, and you saw how the trailing stop worked, fairly successful. We're still positive for the day. All right. So let me get rid of that. I'll grab a hand. And we'll reduce risk. Okay. And we're going to move our stop up to our last bell bottom prior swing. So we'll move so the stop right now is $100, $50 per contract. And you could do the math. We're going to move it up to 865. And that reduces the risk to minus $47. Okay. So we have $47 at risk. We're aiming for our money in our pocket. Okay. So we'll see if the market can give us, we'll call this here money off target. Okay. Any questions now? Scalping could be beneficial to work with other time frames. Yeah, you're scalping into every trade you put on. Great question. Yes. So you could scalp on any time frame. And we would any time frame. So if, for instance, if you're using a 2-minute candle, then you could probably get away with, now we can reduce risk here again, and I'll come back to that subject. We're going to reduce risk up into about our next bell bottom at 70.5. Okay, so this from negative 47, now we're at $24 risk, and we're aiming for $20 money off to the upside. We have a directional move in this here direction. So we'll see if the market can get up a little higher. So once again, the market has to breathe. So you don't want to choke every trade that you're in. You want to let it breathe enough to get to target. If this is a large green, which it looks like, A large green up here can become an exhaustion candle, which would be a lot of wick at the top. All right. Now we have our new candle come in. This is looking bullish. We can reduce risk, which would bring it up to the bottom of that candle. Once, okay, I attempted to bring it up here. I don't think I can release it. Okay, let's recap. So I had proceeded to explain reduce risk and move our stop up to the bottom of this large candle. Okay, so if you're manually moving your stops to reduce risk, remember we were at $100, $50 per contract, 2 contracts. Our risk was $100 when I started here. Where did I put it on? Almost at the top, but what was the directions? So we're scalping in the direction. We did a couple of counter scalps, right? They don't always work, but you're scalping. You're only looking for $10 per contract, okay? So in this case, we put 20 more bucks in our pocket, all right? So 20 here and 20 here, and this here's $47 loss, whatever it was, maybe 50. So we've recovered most of that. You still have to pay the broker. All right. Do you have a trading room? Yes, and we will get to that. Thank you. We will get to that. Oh, time is almost up. Holy cow. All right, let's go with that real quick. Thank you for looking at that. Okay, trading room is, I'll put it here. And real quick.
You want me to put the link in the chat?
Yes, please. Echotraders.com. All one word. It's going to take you to our website here, and this will be the home page. Okay, so there's for instance YouTube videos. There's a couple of hundred there. There's some stuff here, archives and recaps, and this will take you to YouTube. I want you to go today and check it out. We're giving everybody 20 bucks off regular membership. So this is where it's going to go. And I know I'm running right down to the wire here. I have about a minute left. And I don't want to cut into the next presenter's time. What you're going to see is our showcase special with traders exclusive discount price per month is 20 bucks off. Okay, and I'm in the room for a minimum. Whoops, I can't move this. How come? I'm in the room for a minimum of 2 hours, mostly all day. And then our room is open because not everybody can log in, you know, depending on your time zone, depending on your work. And then your monthly membership, it will not increase. If you take off and you come back and so you can use PayPal. PayPal also has an additional, you can use PayPal via your credit card. So it's no money directly out of your pocket. You have 30 days to pay for that, etc. So regular membership. And if you go to the home page, regular membership is $97. Regular annual is $6.99. 97 down to 77. That's for everybody here for your next 3 days. And this will probably be up for a week or two. So there's no hard pressure sales to participate. I recommend you come in for a couple of months at the discount price. If you like what you see each and every day, log in. So cancel your and log into 495. Yes, dear.
I was wondering, the $77, once someone signs up, is that it locked in?
You're locked in on a, yeah, yeah. So you're
As long
grandfathered
as you
in at
renew, you still get 77 a month.
it. Yeah, so
Okay,
77 this month and then next month and the month after. But
okay.
if you like what you see, I recommend um,
Yeah, that's the
change
better savings. Yeah,
change it. Yeah, because it's only $41 and a quarter.
yeah,
Yeah. So, but like I say, I recommend and some people go straight to the year. That's okay. But I recommend you come in at $77. These were live trades today. Um, I think we covered all our bullet points.
yeah.
Just one sec.
Is it
Um,
support at echotraders.com or is it Dale at Echotraders?
so we have 99.50. You, I prefer if you have any questions, send it to support at Echotraders. Great
Okay,
question there.
I just put that in the chat. Everybody's got the link to the showcase, straight to the showcase special and your chat. And man, I really appreciate you being here with us, Dale. Thank you so much.
You're welcome, and it was my pleasure. And folks, if there were any questions that I missed, just email support at Echotraders. I think Sherry put those in the chat. The link, just type it in, support at Echotraders. Thank
Yeah,
you very much.
you can copy and paste it. And then I hope you'll come back again.
Okay, we'll see you next year.
All right,
By the way,
here it is.
season greetings to everybody while we have the chance, because I probably won't see you. Um, Come and visit the room. So anyway, I won't see you until next year.
All right, Happy New Year.
Same to you all. Thank you.
Thank you. Bye-bye now.
Bye-bye.